The Apollo 11 mission, launched by NASA on July 16, 1969, was the pinnacle of human ambition in space exploration. This mission marked a defining moment in history as it successfully landed the first humans on the moon, and Neil Armstrong became the first person to walk on its surface. But behind this success was an immense effort, involving years of planning, engineering, and global collaboration. The primary objective of Apollo 11 was clear: to safely land two astronauts, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, on the moon and return them to Earth. The mission was not just about scientific discovery, but also about winning the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War era. With the whole world watching, the stakes were high and the pressure was immense. Apollo 11 was part of NASA's larger Apollo program, which aimed to land humans on the moon and bring them back safely to Earth. The mission's success was not guaranteed, as many technological challenges and risks had to be overcome. The Saturn V rocket, which carried the astronauts into space, was the most powerful rocket ever built, yet no one knew exactly what challenges they would face once they reached the moon. With the successful launch on July 16, 1969, the Apollo 11 crew embarked on a historic journey. The world watched, held its breath, and prayed for their success. Little did anyone know, the next few days would change the course of human history forever. The journey to the moon was not a simple task. The spacecraft, composed of three main modules, the command module, the service module, and the lunar module, traveled through the vacuum of space for almost 4 days before reaching lunar orbit. Neil Armstrong, the mission commander, was tasked with piloting the lunar module, known as Eagle, to the moon's surface. Meanwhile, Buzz Aldrin, the lunar module pilot, would join Armstrong on the surface. Michael Collins, the command module pilot, remained in orbit around the moon aboard the command module, Columbia. As Apollo 11 spacecraft approached the moon, the crew had to make a series of crucial maneuvers to enter lunar orbit. Once in orbit, Armstrong and Aldrin began the final descent to the lunar surface. The landing was anything but easy. With only a small window of time to execute the landing, Armstrong took manual control of the lunar module after the automatic system was guiding them toward a hazardous area filled with boulders. Armstrong's calm and decisive action was crucial to their successful landing in the Sea of Tranquility. At 4:17 p.m. on July 20, 1969, Armstrong radioed to Mission Control, "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." The world erupted in celebration. But this was only the first of many historic moments. The moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived. At 10:56 p.m. on July 20, 1969, Neil Armstrong opened the hatch of the lunar module and took his first step onto the surface of the moon. As he planted his left foot on the lunar soil, he uttered the now famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Armstrong's first step was not only symbolic but also a testament to human perseverance and ingenuity. The moon's surface, with its fine dust and low gravity, presented unique challenges. Armstrong and Aldrin had to carefully navigate in their bulky spacesuits, ensuring their safety while conducting experiments and collecting samples. They spent approximately 2 hours exploring the lunar surface, deploying scientific instruments, and taking photographs. They also planted the American flag on the moon, which remains a powerful symbol of human achievement. As Armstrong and Aldrin marveled at the vastness and beauty of the lunar landscape, they also collected samples of rocks and dust, which would later provide scientists with valuable insights into the moon's composition and history. The photos they took that day would be etched in history, capturing the profound achievement of humanity's first steps on another celestial body. After completing their historic moonwalk, Armstrong and Aldrin re-entered the lunar module and prepared for their ascent back to the command module. The separation from the lunar surface was a critical moment. If anything had gone wrong with the ascent engine, the two astronauts would have been stranded on the moon. Fortunately, the ascent was successful and they reunited with Michael Collins in lunar orbit. Together, they began the journey back to Earth, but not without one final challenge. The spacecraft had to perform a burn to escape lunar orbit and head back home. With limited fuel and several navigational calculations to make, the crew relied on precise execution and teamwork to ensure a safe return. After 3 days in space, Apollo 11 entered Earth's atmosphere. The re-entry and splashdown were challenging, but the crew had trained extensively for this moment. Finally, on July 24, 1969, Apollo 11 splashed down in the Pacific Ocean, and the astronauts were recovered by the USS Hornet. Their safe return marked the successful completion of one of the most ambitious missions in human history. Apollo 11 not only proved that humans could explore the moon, but it also laid the foundation for future space exploration missions. The Apollo 11 mission remains one of humanity's greatest achievements. It not only demonstrated the possibilities of space exploration, but also inspired generations of scientists, engineers, and dreamers. The success of Apollo 11 proved that, with determination and collaboration, anything is possible. The mission set the stage for the future of space exploration, paving the way for subsequent missions, both manned and unmanned, that would continue to explore the moon, Mars, and beyond. Today, the legacy of Apollo 11 continues to resonate. It is a constant reminder of what humanity can achieve when we push the boundaries of knowledge and technology. Neil Armstrong's famous words echo across time: "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." The Apollo 11 mission was not just about reaching the moon. It was about proving that space exploration can unite people and inspire progress for all of humanity. As we look forward to the next era of space exploration, including missions to Mars and beyond, we remember the courage, ingenuity, and vision of those who made Apollo 11 possible. The journey is far from over. Apollo 11 was just the beginning, and humanity's quest for knowledge of the cosmos will continue to unfold for generations to come.